This is the story of Kirby's video games, not the television shows. In 3 minutes, let's begin. In the kingdom of Dreamland, the treacherous King DDD goes about stealing the food of all the world's inhabitants so he can have a large midnight feast. What a dick! The kingdom, lacking a hero, finds one in a mysterious warrior who crashes from the sky. Kirby. Kirby takes on DDD and his armies and returns the food to Dreamland citizens. That doesn't sound like Kirby. Kirby is considered a hero while DDD plots his revenge. Before he is able to, a creature named Nightmare curses the Fountain of Dreams, a mystical relic that allows all Dreamland citizens to dream. DDD steals the fountain's star rod to stop everyone from having nightmares, but Kirby steals it back. Kirby places the star rod in the fountain and inadvertently reawakens Nightmare. The two battle. Kirby wins, and Kirby and DDD put aside their rivalry. A benevolent force known as Dark Matter possesses King DDD and steals the Rainbow Bridges, the connectors between Dreamland. Kirby stops DDD and defeats Dark Matter. Dark Matter returns with his leader, Zero, but Kirby joins forces with his animal friends and defeats them. Dark Matter escapes to the planet Ripple Star and shatters the planet's protective crystal. Kirby gathers the crystal shards and flies to Ripple Star. There, he defeats Dark Matter, but not before the villain creates a planet called Dark Star where Zero is resurrected. Kirby travels to Dark Star and defeats Zero once and for all. Meta Knight discovers that the Mirror World, the universe that exists in an alternate universe of Dreamland skies, has become corrupt. He investigates, but is attacked by a dark version of himself. Dark Meta Knight slices Kirby into 4 separate versions of himself, and Kirby joins Meta Knight in the battle to save Mirror World. The two team up and defeat Dark Mind, the force creating the chaos in Mirror World. Before they can celebrate, a witch named Dracia appears and curses Dreamland, turning it into a wasteland of paint. Kirby's limbs are taken away and he is forced to save Dreamland without them. Jesus. He eventually finds Dracia and defeats her, reverting Dreamland back to normal. As Kirby attempts to finally relax with a piece of cake, it is stolen by the Squeaks, a team of thieving rats who want to release the evil entity known as Dark Nebula. Dark Nebula breaks free, but Kirby battles him and wins. Kirby accidentally eats a tomato possessed by the evil Yin Yarn and is banished to Patchland, a planet made of yarn and thread. Gee, that sounds adorable. The most adorable curse ever. He teams up with the Prince of Patchland to restore order, then returns to Dreamland to save it from the rule of Yin Yarn. With the help of the Prince, Kirby defeats Yin Yarn and reverts Dreamland back to its original state. Then, Dreamland falls under the possession of the evil queen Sectonia, but Kirby stops her from destroying the kingdom with a magic beanstalk. In the final attack on Dreamland, a monster known as Dark Crafter proceeds to possess a witch to steal all the colors of Dreamland in order to create new planets. Kirby chases after the Dark Crafter and defeats it, restoring all the color to Dreamland and living happily ever after for now. And that's Kirby in 3. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content, make sure to subscribe. I didn't realize Kirby had such a thing against dark people and things. Dark Nebula, Dark Mind, Dark Void, Dark Hole, all these dark things that Kirby just hates on. Dark Crafter seems a little bit coincidental. It's probably just a coincidence.